That's tough, and I commend you. I commend you, sister. But let's continue. Ooh.
And he just was into the mirror. He just bent to himself. And he went to light a cigarette. And I thought maybe, I seen a roll of toilet paper on the dresser. And I thought maybe if I liked a cigarette, I could get the match. Set the toilet paper on fire, and it went out. I squirted his contact lens cleaner in his face, and he was like, "Thank you for wiping my face." And he just pushed the water, and at that time I just seen this big plastic bottle, almost like the bleach bottle, and I just took it and swung it at him with all my might. And when he went to duck, I pushed him, and he fell in between the beds, and I just ran, and
Wow.
I just kept running, and just kept running, and before I knew it, I was in front of my school, and the security guard was asking me, "Where have you been, Jennifer? You're late." And I told them, and they called the police, and the police came, and they put me in a van, and they asked me if I could show them the location of where this happened. I did, and I watched them bring him out in handcuffs, and then they took me to the hospital. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yes. I'm like, that's so traumatic.
But his family came and claimed that the two of you were in a relationship. Is any of that true? No. We were never in a relationship.
See?
Ever. We never had no type of romantic.
So all of those rumors were lies.
Hung out together. I just knew him from the neighborhood. At what point during the trial it was reported that you tried to recant your accusations? What happened? Instead of me going home after that happened because I ran to school, I wasn't able to involve the family members of what happened. The police had got involved right away, so they were pretty upset about the threats that, I better drop the charges. So the lady who raised me, she was much older, and to prevent fear from that house.
See? So it was like I believe that it was Armand back back then that had spoke about this, and he had mentioned that. So those rumors were true, that her family, the family that raised her, were afraid of him and the lifestyle that he lived back then, the type of guy that he was. So out of fear, I can see that. I can see her being 17 and listening to her guardian who's afraid because they have to live there. They have to live in the neighborhood.
I was forced to go up to the courthouse on his court date. I wasn't supposed to be there. They had me hiding on the steps. They, meaning my family, had me on the stairwell, waiting for his court to come up. And it just so happened that the district attorney took the steps that day. And she seen me and she asked me, "What was Jennifer? What are you doing here?" And because my back was to my family, I was able to tell her that they were trying to force me to drop the charges. And so when it came time for court, I believe the judge might have asked a question, and I stood up in court and I just blurted out, "I want to drop the charges."
Yeah.
I never said it didn't happen. I just said I
Right.
want to drop the charges.
Right.
And the judge said, "Take it to the DA." And they told me to leave. The district attorney told me I had nothing to worry about. And I went home. And shortly after that, I left the state of New York. Jennifer, I'm going to read because I don't want to make a mistake because this is an important story. Though Kenneth Penny first denied the rape charges, he was charged with first-degree rape, subsequently pleaded guilty to attempted rape, and spent over 4 4 years in prison, according to the inmate records, did you feel that justice was served? I don't think I thought about
Hell no.
justice per se because
Right.
I was still blaming myself.
Oh, right.
I thought it was something that I did.
Oh.
Or didn't do. So I don't think I thought
Yeah.
about
Right.
if
You're
I
not.
got
She's not
justice
thinking
or
about that. Right.
I just knew
You
he
just,
did what he did.
long as he go to jail. And you don't have to see him
I had
again.
to leave
Right.
my